working. Let's go, baby! Bomb arrows to the rescue. Ha! No way! Ah! No! Oh, that assist, baby! No! Don't touch him. No! You... What did I do? It's an accident. Freaking beetle. I got the triple collapse! Oh! Ah! Oh, Danelle, go to the fire thing. It teleports us.
I am on money back.
I trusted you! Trombone. This one is trombone. Yo, I got it! Yes! Let's go! Yeah! 24 hours done. 24 hours finished. Oh, time to beat. 23 hours, 28 minutes. Oh my god! We did it! We did it! Oh my god! I couldn't have done it without you guys.
What the fuck up? Holy shit!
Wait, it went through? I gave him 50 bucks. Yo. I'm always screwing things up. Where's my buttons? I don't know where my buttons are. What's up, Doctor? What's up, Nathan? What's up, Hunter? It looks cool. Hey. Hell yeah. The music is not working. So that's all. That's not that it's not working. I can't find it because I'm dumb. Anyway. Where's the stupid button? Okay. One moment, please. I came here because I saw people You guys hear me, right? I'm not on mute. Okay, I'm not on mute. What's up, Chris? What's up? How much TikTok you been watching? Ew, nothing at all. I don't like TikTok. I'm looking for my stupid button that has my Spotify music. Can anyone tell me where it is? Oh, I found it. Oh my god. Okay. That feels a bit better. Yeah, so I took away the green screen. And now we have lights, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna probably have to change the Pokemon Nuzlocke. I mean, the yo comment. Because we do other stuff here now. I sent a lot of TikToks. I know. I'm so proud. Thanks. How you doing, Chris? How you doing, Doctor? How you doing, Hunter? How you doing, Nathan? How you doing, everyone? Yeah, jail time. We have some new rewards. I don't know if it's only one. Maybe there's 2 new rewards. I had another one, but I kind of changed it. Do you guys like how the chat is on top now? Doesn't it look so professional? Oh, wait, the camera's here now. Forgot. Oh, nothing is working. I'll give you your points back. Don't worry. Listen, it's my first day back after trying to fix everything. Of course, things wouldn't work, okay? About to join a program that I can join for free. Nice. Trying to study? Hell yeah. Wait, does that mean? Oh, well. 30 seconds of here. Let me, I don't know why. I'll fix everything, okay? Like the perfect person I am. None of the rewards are working, so you're wasting your points. Stupid! I don't know why they're not working, but I'll try to fix it right now. I basically changed up everything. I moved my desk literally like 180. My OBS crashed and like dropped like half my stuff. I fixed the thing that was breaking the internet. So we're mostly Gucci over here, as the kids say. But there's still stuff to fix. It feels so weird because the camera's not here. It's here. So just move the camera. Alright, that's better. We're gonna be newbie. Tomorrow we're doing 24-hour stream though. Wow! On the new game. Wow! Damn, I have to shave. I love the freaking chat on top. It looks so professional. Oh yeah, before we do anything today, we're gonna have to spin the wheel. If you guys remembered, we did some challenges last week against other streamers, and they gifted us subs and, well, me subs, and I gifted them subs. So we have 19 out of 5 subs to go through. What's up, Mac? I am back, but you know what's not back? All the rewards. They're not working for some reason. So I'm gonna close the thing that's in charge of the rewards and reopen it, because that's how life fixes everything. What's up? I am back, and I'm here to stay for now. Okay, let's see if things work now. What about my back? Ooh. I know why some stuff wasn't working. I think. I miss you. I miss you too, Chris. I freaking miss you. Soon, one day. I made custom-made Sonic posters. Sheesh! Let's go. Alright, go study, Chris. Don't get distracted by my... I don't look that good. Look, I need to shave. Look at that. It's a butt chin. Oh, yeah. I mean, what? Yeah, I organize things on the back end much better. Also, the lights can change, guys. But before we get into that, I gotta figure out why this thing isn't working. I might have to connect to Twitch again. Music went away. This is the music we put on for videos. That. Come cuddle and watch Ping stream with me. Yo, Ping, go cuddle with Hunter. He's ignoring me. He's taking a poo-poo in the bathroom again. It was fun? Nice. Post them on the Discordo, Matt. I want to see if you can understand it. Hell yeah. Post it on the Discord. I'll check it out. Let me see why this isn't working though. OBS. It's connected it to OBS. OBS. Everything should be working, but nothing is.
Oh.
Here, let me try to... Here. Does this work?
Monkey do good.
Okay, that works.
Monkey do very good.
Does this work? Okay, rewards should be working now, but I'll give you back points, Nathan and Dukter. You don't gotta wear socks either. Hell yeah. What's up, pigeons? See, it's working now. Everything's working again. I fixed it. I'm awesome. Everyone loves me. Okay. Oh, I gotta give pack points now. Bing bong. Bing bong. Yeah, we have jail time, which is a new reward. Doctor was first on stream, but jail time's kind of cool, so we'll see what... Damn it! How many points do I get? Conan 4K and 30 seconds. 30 seconds of monkey. Where's the goddamn monkey? Oh, there. And then... I'm so lost today. When I don't stream for a couple of days, I'm like stupid. I don't remember anything. Okay, I gave you 2 back your points. You got rid of my points too? I got 6. What do you mean I got rid of your points, pigeons? You got rid of them. How are you doing? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. How are ya? By the way, you guys want to see something cool? Look what we could do. I could press a button, and look what happens. Watch this. Oh no, I gotta press refresh. Look, the colors behind me change. That's cool, right? Isn't that cool? You gotta you're gonna resub? Aw, that's so sweet. Lol, just kidding. How you doing though, pigeons? Still on the Fall Guys grind, I see, yeah? Or nah? Ye or knee? Yeah, I could change so much stuff now with lights. It's cool. I spent 100k points. Can you refund them? Yeah, sure. Give me a second. But isn't this cool? I feel like it's cool. You guys can see my background. Ooh, you know what else I did? I added I put my keyboard right next to me, but the mic doesn't pick it up well. But so whenever I want to play and seem cool, I could do that. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool, guys? All right. Let's freaking spin the wheel, baby. For anyone who doesn't know, every 5 subs we get, we spin the wheel. And this is the wheel. I think it's gonna... Hey, okay, there it is. I don't know if I'm pointing to it. So, I think I pointed the wrong way. I'm an idiot. It's been months since I stopped playing because my PS4 stopped working. That sucks. We gotta spin this goddamn wheel 3 times. Almost, you know, if someone subs in the next, whatever, 4 times. And Max said he's gotta resub, so probably 4 times. I am not that excited for this. I get to be quiet for like a minute or 2, take a shot. Put my jacket on, it's cold. So hairy too. Ugh. I want to add more stuff to this wheel. So if anyone has ideas, let me know. I actually thought of an idea, but I already forgot it. I gotta put, you know, a few hats on, jumping jacks. I gift subs. I can't eat jelly beans. I have to order them. I haven't ordered them yet. So jelly beans, if we land on jelly beans, we're gonna have to redo it. Hey, thanks for the sub. Thank you. The lights should change. Oh, they are. They are. But you guys don't notice it because it's not that different than the red. I'm still playing around with the lights. Arigatou gozaimasu. Sugma, please. Ooh, sex. Nice. All right, let's change the lights. Let's change the lights since you subbed. Every time someone subs, I'll just change the lights. 75% of a year. Wow. Let me play on the guitar for you. Blue whale's vagina is 6 feet wide. What the hell? That's a funny joke, Nathan. Thankfully, I'm not French, so I don't care about it. See that, guys? Look at that easy access. That frickin' easy access to the guitar. In full frickin' screen, baby. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub, Mac. I've perfected that. Oh, yeah. Change them to light purple. All right. And that thing about that whale is true. I believe you. That's just crazy information. Let's see. Do I have purple? I gotta add purple. I don't really have purple. I have this, though. I don't know. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. This is kind of purplish. Oh, we'll keep this on for now. Let's spin the wheel. And that thing... Oh, okay. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna spin the freaking wheel. I'm gonna press the button to spin the wheel. Oh, we gotta spin it 4 times now. Jesus. I'm spinning it. That's about the right shade. Nice. What are you gonna land on, you freaking wheel? I have no beans. That means beans is not in the equation, which means bigger chance of getting like gifting subs or something crazy. Okay, we got hats. We got hats. We got hats. Let me go get hats. Oh, I'm gonna go get 2 hats, okay? I gotta check out the artwork for Mac soon as well. Does that mean it's taller than you? How wide you said it was? You said it was 6 feet wide? Yeah, then it is taller than me. Oh yeah, I also made the emotes the entire screen, so when you guys put emotes, it's on the entire screen instead of just a part of the screen. Alright, I'll put 2 hats. We haven't worn this hat in a while. Ping Pong Masters. Check out the merch, which doesn't exist yet. Alright, let's spin the wheel again. You guys ready? You guys freaking ready for the wheel? Ready for the wheel, bro. Hope you're ready. What? Oh my god! Hot sauce? It's been a while since the hot sauce. Damn. I did not expect that. Let me go get the hot sauce, guys. Jesus. I'll be back. What just happened? I pressed T and it went to that. Hot and for hot. That's what the professional streamers do. I'll be back. school sucking your balls. That sucks. Okay. You guys ready? Where is this? Sheesh. I haven't had this in forever, bro. Look at that. Mad Dog 35777. I don't know if that sounded the way I wanted it to sound. Jesus. Will you split hot sauce in my mouth? Oh. No. Not tonight, but tomorrow night I will, for sure. Why does school suck so much now, Mac? Actually, I will spit. Wait, spit? You're crazy, Hunter. Of course I would. Yeah, I should have gotten a towel or something. Alright, you guys ready? See this? See this plate? I got 2 crackers on it. I don't know why I said that word like that. Okay. How much should we put? Tell me when to stop, guys. Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop. No one tells me when to stop. I haven't had it in forever. Ah! The cookie fell into it. It's Mad Dog 35777. This sauce will blow you away. Over 1 million Scoville units, guys. Okay. My teacher has been on a hiatus for 2 weeks. I knew you guys wouldn't tell me to stop, so I had to stop myself. Damn, that's a lot of weeks. Why is your teacher on hiatus? Like a shot of vodka? Honestly, a shot of vodka. Oh, you want me to spit a shot of vodka into your mouth? I'll do that. Shot of vodka is not as bad as what this is. I know you guys can't see it, but I actually smothered that, okay? Oh my god, this gives me flashbacks to the Jump King stream. Oh my god. I don't remember it being this spicy this quick. Yep, it's that sauce. For those that remember, we did a 24-hour... We did a 20... Hold on. Oh my god. How's it working so fast? Oh. Oh. Nice emote usage. What's up, Triple G? Yeah, I'm gonna get water. Jesus Christ. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh my god. Oh yeah, milk is better. Oh, it's okay though. Oh. Oh, I forgot the hats. Let me get another hat. So I have 3 hats. Hit my foot. That's what I do for you guys. We got a top hat. It's Abraham Lincoln's, actually. I put the fire lights on. Oh, I could put it completely red. Ooh, I have a lava one. Let's test these lights out. If this matches the fieries. How's this lava? Apparently this animation is lava. I don't know. Ugh. I'm gonna have a little more. Okay. No, let's spin the wheel first. Because if I get it again, I don't want to have it 10 times. Ugh. I just licked my mic. How you doing? Triple G. Let's spin the wheel. That's the third wheel. That's the third spin. More hats? Oh my god. Okay. I'll go get 2 more hats. I don't want another hot sauce. A shot would be interesting now. A shot of alcohol. This is the last sub whale, okay, guys? Just got home. Hell yeah. I seem good. I'm a little... Yeah, I'm good. I haven't streamed in a while. I'm excited to stream. Jumping jacks. God damn, bro. I'm gonna get another 2 hats and do jumping jacks with all of them. Even though none of you will see the jumping jack. Yeah, I'm okay. No beer, no beer. I know the hats can't fall. You guys can't see me. One moment, please. I gotta zoom out. Huh? One moment, please. 10,000 IQ, guys. Don't worry. 144. Someone remember 144 for me. Jesus! Thank God we didn't get another hot sauce, though. Not gonna lie. Unless someone gives 5 subs. Jesus Christ. I don't have a beer at home, I think. I need a new button that zooms in, so I don't need to do that every time. I'm gonna make the button right now on stream, baby. exciting stuff. Oh, I think it zoomed automatically. Never mind, we're good. I'm gonna make a separate zoom for when we do full screen stuff that I have to get up for. Okay, I made it. Jesus. Why is it all dark? Not that there's anything wrong with dark. Did I fix that? I fixed it. Thanks for the hydrate. What's up, Chudo? Look at these hats, bro. Jesus. And that's what you guys get when you sub. Every 5 subs. That's what you get. Let me actually reset it now that we spinned it 4 times. Yo, how am I still dying from this? Nice top chat scroller. Thank you. I had it before, but I only had it on one scene. And then I saw triple G's. And I was like, yo, why not just add it to everything? Hey, One Piece stickers. Oh yeah, let's check out Discord. Let's check out what you got here. Gallery. Oh, let me show so everyone could see it. How am I still dying? Calm down, poopy head pee-pee. Okay, there we go. Whoo! Yo! I like that, bro. I hope you guys could see that, and I hope that actually worked. I'm still dying a little bit. Sheesh! Wait, what even was that? Alerts, audio. Bro, I just changed up everything. So much so I don't even know what I'm looking at. Oh, I know what I'm looking at. I got it. A little more cardio. A little more cardio! Bars. Oh, posters, not stickers. Yeah, that's cooler. How you doing, though, Churro? Churro! All right. So this is what we're doing today, guys. We're first resetting this shit. How do I reset it? Save. Activity feed. Reload overlays. Bada bing, bada boom, I fixed life. It's back at 0. Yeah, I really liked it. There's some cool drawings. Bro, you're pretty young, and that's pretty good. Especially compared to me at any age. Does anyone want hot sauce? I'll have more of it for 5 subs right now. Ha, lol. Anyway, we're going to play Jesus. We're not going to play Jesus. We're going to play something we haven't played in a long time. All right, guys? If you read the thing when I go live, you'll know what it is. If you don't, then you won't know what it is. It's this. Yeah. Wow. Yay. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. We're just going to check it out. We haven't played it in a long time. After doing that, we might go to some community games or just chill pretty much. I've decided to pretty much almost stop editing videos. Hey, Pokemon music. I'm going to let my editor edit my YouTube videos. And I'm going to concentrate on finding more people to stream with. Of course, streaming with the same people is also cool. But I don't want to steal everyone's money by winning all these games. Alright? I want 2, 3, 4 times a week streams with other people. Because you know what? I paid attention. You guys like it. I like it. It's freaking chill. Okay? That being said, tomorrow is a 24-hour stream of this game, Pokemon Arceus, which apparently leaked and everyone in the world has access to it. But we're going to play it the second it comes out midnight tomorrow. I'll put a Discord announcement for that. 24-hour stream. And then, baby, and then we're going to become pros. We are going to speedrun Super Mario 64 for a full freaking month. Now, while we do that, I still want to do collaborative streams with other streamers. It's going to be a combination of those two things. And I really hope everyone enjoys it. I think it'll be cool. Is that Studiopolis? I don't know what that is. What kind of hot sauce you got? Tapatio, Cholula, Valentina. What do I have? I have Mad Dog. I'm really like hyper because of this hot sauce. Mad Dog 357 25th anniversary turbocharged with number 9 plutonium. Onium. Over 1 million Scoville. A lot of Scoville units. Just really hot. Huh? Play Sonic Colors because I said so.
No, I don't want to.
But you know what? We haven't played Pokemon since the last 24-hour stream of it. That's the last time we played it on stream, I think. So I want to see what the hell's going on with this game. Actually, there might be an update. Oh my god, bro. I am dying. How the hell do you turbocharge a sauce? I have no idea, but they did it. They're just that good. Alright. You guys like this music? How loud is this? Should I put it louder, guys? The game music? Oh, it's so not hyped up. That's because of the area I'm in the game. Sheesh! Maybe we look for some shiny Pokemon or something. Look at this chibi character. I completely forgot this is how the game was. You know what else we haven't played since the last 24-hour streams? No, that's not true. I played like 5 minutes of Jump King on stream after that stream. But it has been a very long time. That is true. I would like to get back to it. I'm gonna change the color in the back because it's annoying me. I like the blue, guys. I don't know if you guys like the blue. I like the blue. It's cool. Look at that. Bada bing, bada blue. You see what I did there? Anyway. Also, I think it's better to look at OBS instead of Twitch. There's no delay on my side. Only problem is if the stream goes down, I'll never know. And I'll just keep talking to myself. So that is a bit of a problem. Whew. Okay. Let's see what... Oh my god, I could smell the hot sauce. It's like right in front of me. This was our team? Oh yeah, I got a Mew. If you get Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, you get a free Mew. Oh. Damn, this takes me back to like, what was it? A month ago? 2 months ago? 3 months ago? Guys, check out the question of the day. Oh my god. I'm gonna bump up this background music. It is not loud enough. I'm gonna put it on 69. I missed. It's on 70. There we go. That sounds better. Doesn't it sound better, guys? Let me just change the category. Oh no, I already changed it. Whew. I'm actually gonna stay on Twitch. I don't want to go on the other thing. On OBS. Bit loud. I think this volume's good. If it's not good, let me know, guys. I'll change it. But yeah, I think we could do more stuff here, like jumping jacks, and you guys could actually see me jump. That's kind of cool. How do you fly? I don't remember how to play. I just thought it would be fitting to play Pokemon before playing Pokemon, if that makes sense. The chibis actually look kind of cool. I think you just go to town map and you could fly, yeah? Hey, I was right. Ooh, I've never gone to this area. We just beat the game and stopped playing it. Let's see what's here.
Ooh. Oh, all I could smell is the stupid. Hot sauce. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. How's studying going? Oh. Let's pick up berries, baby. Yo, I kind of just want to spin it and see if we get hot sauce. Another hat? Jesus Christ. I'll be right back. Y'all are crazy. Hunter must be orgasming now. Yo, how many? Yo, Praise loves the hats. The hat meta. Praise comes in. Oh, like, yo, bro, I can't even. Yo, it's weighing down on my glasses. Oh my god. Ah. You know what? Yo, you know what the? Ah. It fell. Bro, look at the hats, bro. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look how many hats I got on. Jesus Christ. My head's getting too heavy, bro. I'm gonna... The next person who redeems hats off to you, I'm gonna take off all the hats because Jesus. Dang. Barely put the headset on. It fell. Ah! You know what? This is how it'll be. Jesus, I can't. My glasses are off. I can't. My glasses were crushing my eyes. How sucks I look without glasses.
Wow!
Anyway. Oh my god, I can't see the game. Ooh, what's this? Huh. Let's see what our original team... Just give me my points back? No, I already put it on. You wasted your points. To be fair, it never says how long I keep it on for, so... What level was he? I remember using him. Alright, let's see what our full team is. We got King, Lux, Bronzong, Egg, Poe, and Bird. What a weird team. That's all named by you guys, by the way. If it falls, I get my... No, I picked it. It's back up. If it falls in the next minute, sure, I'll give you your points back. But it won't. Moves head slightly. Oh, this music's chill. Let's steal more berries. If you guys have any ideas for the lights, let me know. I want someone to redeem the new reward. It should work now. But I guess you should redeem it when it makes sense to, so never mind. Don't redeem it. Your sis is No, she isn't. I can't really tell. You see, usually the door was in front of me, but now it's not. Bro, they're stopping me from going. What the hell?
Are you hyped for Pokemon Arceus? Or could you give a... Do you even care?
Are you hyped? I'm pretty hyped. I feel like it's gonna be like Genshin Impact and I'm gonna fall asleep after like 10 hours. Also, Thursday streams don't work too well because it's on a Thursday. But it comes out Thursday at midnight, so what am I gonna do, you know? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Haven't done a 24-hour in a while, so.
Battle Park.
You know, I see some streamers, they're like,
Oh my god, 24-hour stream, you're crazy.
and I'm like, bro, I pop those out once a month. Maybe once every other month at this point, I don't know. What is Razor Fang, though? I don't remember. Alright, talk to me. Talk to me. Oh my god, these people are useless. Oh my god, that's from the hot sauce. Ooh.
Ooh, ah.
Overcooked is another game. Yo, that hot sauce literally made me so horny. I mean, excited. There's literally nothing here. What's the point of all these people? This music sounds nice though. Alright, what's in here? Alright, go study, bro. I'ma press bye-bye. My hat didn't fall.
What to get today?
Okay, so this is... Oh, it connects to the other side. What can we get here? This is actually good for making your Pokemon better, but... I didn't know you could... What? You could change the... You could get stuff for natures? That's actually mad cool. Oh, is that Cynthia? No, that's a clown. Like, literally a clown. Hyper training. Maybe we try to get someone to level 100 through the Elite Four, yeah? I think that would be fun. Okay, this is just to exchange for prizes. Earthquake. Ooh, okay, this is actually really cool. You have access to everything here. I'm gonna have to come here later to just demolish everyone. I'm gonna have to take off a hat also. Uh-oh. That's my dumb rival. Oh, it's not. Who's that? What the hell?
Oh, wait a second, you're Pong.
What the hell? I just got chills. Is that his dad? His brother? So I got chills again. I don't remember this. I don't do much of after credits. What the hell? I thought this was a door. What? That was so sussy baka. Oh my god. I feel like there's a secret item here somewhere, but whatever. Let's go in. Alright, I need to get my glasses on. This hat's coming off. This hat's coming off. This hat's coming off, baby. It's been 50 minutes. No, it's been 7 minutes. But, it's been 24 minutes. It's been minutes. We'll leave a few hats on, though. Be nice people. Oh, let's see how much of a Pokemon guy am I. Pokemon Pro.
Ooh la la.
Who says that? Ooh, this person lived in Hoenn. I love Hoenn. Is that the sprite from the umbrella people of Hoenn? Wait, that's from XY. Pokemon X and Y. Wait, what?
Excuse me, have you ever tried blah 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 blah?
I didn't even answer the kid, I just walked away. Okay, let's do this. Let's do like one set of battles and then we'll do the Elite Four.
I want to battle.
They don't let me use Dialga. Jeez. Huh? Wait, I can't use him. Alright, let's see what Jirachi has. Probably shouldn't use Jirachi. My guys suck. Let's go for double battles. Double battles is less crazy.
I want to battle. Double battle.
Really? It's a full team for double battles? That's actually crazy. I would use Mew, but I don't think Mew has any crazy move. Yeah. You know what? F this BS. We're going to the Elite freaking Four. I think they have higher level Pokemon now. What else is here though? Survival area, resort area.
Elite Four.
I don't remember where the Elite Four is.
Pokemon League.
Oh my god, bro. I'm gonna go put the cookies upstairs because Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna have a little hot sauce, okay? Don't tell anyone. I'm addicted. Alright. Guys. I'm just gonna have this. And I'm gonna throw out the rest. Not the cookie. I don't know why I'm doing this. Went to get rid hot sauce.
Ah!
I don't know why I did that. That was really dumb. Oh, this music is so beautiful. Jesus. Why did I think it would be okay to do that? Oh my god. This music is so intense. Oh my god, I'm literally dying. I'm also removing some stuff on my computer right here. Level 53, okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I ran out of water. That did like no damage. Oh, why did you Thunderbolt? There we go. Oh my god. My headset is finally back to normal. I shouldn't have had more. I'm gonna have diarrhea. You know what? We're gonna put music that you guys could put. Oh my god. It's kind of just chill now. It is a weird looking Digimon. Bro, I'm dying. This is worse than getting COVID. Okay, maybe not, but yo, it keeps using moonlight. Jesus. It's like I need Pokemon that can demolish it. Around me. You know what you do when you're losing? You close and reopen it. You pretend you didn't do anything. See, the reason I did that was so I could take off the battle effects, so I could go through the battle faster. That's 10,000 IQ right there. Give me reason, prove me wrong. Oh my god. Okay, you know what, guys? I just want to show you guys the new reward. So you know what it is, okay? Before doing it. Yeah, all right. Okay, this is the new reward. You guys ready? Are you ready? Ready. When I do something sus, and I say something dumb, you guys could put me in jail. Alright, look. You see? Isn't that... it's like blue and red. Kind of cool, right? Kind of... I think it's cool. Music. Resume. I think resume was not the right word. Oh. I need to get water soon. Surf my sundown. Alright, change window. Oh. I'm gonna put battle effects off. And yeah, that should be good. Have you guys ever played are there Digimon games out there? Resume. Give me reason. Haruka Kanata. What is that supposed to be? Hakuna Matata? First dance in your ways. Cross this new divide. No, I should have changed guys before versing him. Aaron versing Aaron. Oh. We're gonna do that on stream, by the way. Not verse Aaron, but we're gonna go on Reddit a little later. And maybe you guys help me form a post looking for streamers to stream games against. Because I would do that off stream, so I might as well do it on stream. I want to do more stuff that I would do off stream on stream, you know? Ooh, that did a lot of damage actually. Yes. Oh, it used moonlight. Give me reason. I want to see what my first level hunter will be in this game. I think Pokemon RCS will be pretty fun too. By the way, by the way, by the way, This is display capture, okay? Why did I put display capture? Well, because I want to display my capture. I want to show you guys what I wanted to do. Okay? We'll go to Discord. We'll go to moderator. I was making a thing. This is a preview. Not many people have access to this, okay? I'm looking for streamers to hold a Mario Kart tournament. Yeah, this is a bit too early now, but sometime in February. What do you guys think of this? You must be an affiliate, and you'll see the reason why you must be an affiliate. You must be a casual player. I might take that out. I don't know if that's a good rule to have. Oh my god. It's still in me. That's what she said. You must be willing to spend up to $30. When you laugh at your own jokes. You must be willing to spend up to $30. Oh! Is this the song you put, Nathan? The tournament will be held on stream. Will consist of 3 races between 12 people. Racists. 3 racists. The first place winner will receive 1 sub from every other person in the first race. Second subs, 2 subs in the second race, 3 subs in the third. I think it could be pretty cool, you know? 3,000 yen, that's right. I'm not a streamer, though. Oh, yeah, I play Mario Kart a bunch on stream with chat. But, yeah, this is going to be specific to streamers because I want the winner to get gifted subs. I just think it would be cool, you know? If you are a bad sport and do not gift the subs, you will be blacklisted. Further requirements: have Discord record your gameplay live. I don't know about this yet. Being on time, preferably having a mic. No Twitch TOS. Discord video not needed if spectating is an option, but if they all stream and save broadcasts, that would be perfect. What do you guys think of that? Or do you have no opinions on that? Go back to this. I'm a streaker, though. I just read that again. That's actually funny. You're a streaker?
Wow!
Yo, I'm on stream. You are on stream. Everyone is on stream. I'm not a racist either. Damn it. I guess you can't do it then.
Just kidding, guys.
Oh, Egg just died. Can we get some awes in chat? I'm so happy I fixed my internet issue. Watch, my internet goes down right now. That was so frustrating. Like, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. Also, what should we change the yo thing to?
I'm not a racist.
Well, you should try being a racist. It's pretty fun. I'm joking. It's a joke. It's a joke, guys. I'm a jokester. So if you do exclamation point yo, it says what we do here, right? But that's not all we do here. So I want to change it maybe to challenges. Streamer versus streamer streams. Community games, watching vids together, and more. Yeah, that seems better. Yeah, I'm thinking of changing it. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? How does that look? I just changed it. No, I just changed it right after you pressed yo. Wait, I didn't pay attention with the next... Oh, it's Beautyfly. He has all these flying Pokemon. I think we have Thunderbolt, and we don't. I'm stupid. But it's a bug Pokemon. What do we do here? Challenges. Streamer versus streamer streams. SSS. That sounds like a Russian. It wasn't SSS the Russians or something? Community games. Watching vids together and more. Ushiro Kora. What did you send me? What is this? Nigga. That was so random. Oh, that was... Yeah, that was random.
That is random.
Discharge. Ooh, a new move. The leveling up quickly. He is a special attacker. So this is actually beautiful. Let's take out Spartan. Can't believe I still have a guy with tackle after beating the Elite Four. Oh, for anyone who isn't there, we did a 24-hour stream on this game when it came out, and we beat it in 23 hours, like 26 minutes. The stream went for 24 hours, like 20 minutes, but the gameplay was actually, because I went to poop a couple of times. The gameplay was actually 23 hours, 26 minutes. Hell yeah, Birdo. Oh. And tomorrow we're gonna play the Pokemon Arceus Legends. So if you guys want to see how that looks, you could check out another streamer probably streaming it now. Or you could check me out tomorrow. That's gonna start later than usual for streams. Or maybe we start stream earlier and then we like delve into that. I don't know yet. Final Gambit. Do it or no balls? I'm doing it. He's gonna die anyway, and he's dead. Critical hit, yes. Nice song choice. By the way, you guys can put music if you'd like. I already forgot what Pokemon was there. Oh, it's a poison guy. Oopsies. What defeats poison? I don't care to remember anymore. But it's none of these. No! We'll just confuse him. Hit yourself, let's go. It's so much faster when you don't see them actually fighting. I think I'm actually gonna switch out here. Oh, it tells me what moves are effective enough and not. I'm dumb. Let's go to Poe. Poe needs some love, yeah, guys? Or King. King is a literal king. By the way, Triple G, you send me an MKV video, which is like OBS recording. I remuxed it into MP4. I think all the tracks, both tracks should be there, so it should be fine. He has Earthquake, Jesus. Your first Pokemon League victory? Bro, I already won in the Pokemon League. I hate that they don't address that. True, that would be cool. Wait, what would be cool? I'm like losing brain cells because I'm dumb like that. Oh, if both audio tracks are there? Yeah. Oh my god. I'm gonna die on stream. Oopsies. If both tracks, yeah. How you doing though? How was work? How was life? How's Jesus? I talk about Jesus a lot here. I have so many guys that died to Earthquake. So next month is gonna be a month of Super Mario speedruns. The month after, I was thinking either chess, GTA roleplay, VR, or music. Might go for GTA roleplay. I want to get a VR set once. One of you guys told me about a VR set being released. A new VR set being announced, I mean. So once that comes out, I want to get it. I think VR would be really fun because you can interact with other people also. GTA roleplay, you could also interact. And I love acting because I'm an actor. Music would be really fun and cool. And chess would probably be boring for most of chat, but I would feel smart. Oh my god, my stomach hurts. That was really dumb. I shouldn't have taken the second. I shouldn't have gotten more hot sauce. That was dumb of me. Bertha. What did she do? Give birth? I'm so dumb. The zoom in is so cool. By the way, the OGs will remember the overlay for the webcam. I used to use it way back when, but I changed it up a slightly. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's it. I don't know what else I wanted to do. Let's go Confuse Ray. You like it? Aw, thank you. I kind of stole it and then changed it a little bit. Did I steal it? I think I took it from some free resources pack, and then I put it on Photoshop and changed the colors a little bit, and that's it. I feel like blue is a nice overall like color theme, cause like this channel is already a lot of blue. I feel. Or I could be talking out of my butt. I don't know. I want to switch the colors. What color should I change it to? I'm gonna maybe add rewards for changing the background colors, especially now it's like fresh, you know. I'm gonna change it. See, the lighting on my face isn't that good. What it is, what it is. I could increase it, but then it goes into my face. I used to have the backlight deflecting off the wall, but now it doesn't work that well now. Oh, this looks okay, actually. Looks kind of dark, but it is what it is. It's cool vibes. It's the cool people vibes. Oh. Damn, my Bronzong loves me. I just realized none of my Pokemon died. Like, a lot of them didn't die when I was doing the original stream. But now they're gonna die. I'm just using them to level up. This guy was confusing. Gyro Ball just kills everything here. Anyone watch any cool anime recently? I have to catch up on so much anime. You know when you sing in the shower and you think you're good? Or you sing with the headset on and you think you're good? That's me. Give me that XP. Whiskash. I should have changed out versus Whiskash. Let's see how much Hydro Pump does though. Jesus. Critical hit. God damn. If we beat the second trainer, I'll be pleasantly surprised, to be honest. Just because I didn't train my guys at all, and I thought their levels would go up after we beat the gym. I don't know why it hasn't. On that day, there was sadness. Many culture. I defeated her. Yay, she's clapping for me, just like I clapped her cheeks. Ah. Anyway. Why is this next song taking so long to go? There it is. If you just stay on that screen, she just claps her hands for half an hour. Cool. We actually beat her relatively easily, which is nice. This is easier than I remember it being in the past. Fire. She's a firebender. After playing so many randomizer Nuzlocke, it feels good to just play a regular normal game and not expect any crazy stuff to happen in terms of like a Lugia popping out. Like, look, I could just train against these Pokemon like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. I pressed the wrong button. I wanted to press the actual button. Damn it. Oh. Wrong Pokemon. I want to change the lights again. I'm getting too excited with these lights. Let's see what else is there. We got. See, there's like $100 lights, but I feel like it's too expensive. that I could do more stuff with the lights in stream. But it's like, I don't want to spend that much. It's like $25 a light bulb. Like, Jesus, you know? Like, not Jesus, but like Jesus, you know? This is called yin yang. Let's see if it'll give me a spasm. It goes black and white. You guys see that? Oh, that's so weird. The white is not even white. It's like purplish. Okay, I'm gonna have a spasm. This is called fireworks. Let's see how fireworks looks. Wow. Very. Oh, this is actually changing colors. Like, this is like rainbow. I like this. This is cool. This is like party vibes, you know? Oh, it would not be good if Poe dies. Alright, let's put it back on normal. And by normal, I mean blue. Yes, Poe, level up your smexy butt.
Oh, up future.
What beats this? You know what? I'm just gonna hydro pump because Poe's gonna die soon. Bye. Oh. Die. Drift Blim. How is he a fire guy, but he has all these other Pokemon? It's so weird. Discharge is actually pretty powerful now. So, we get a lot of BS stuff because of how this game is. That's it, I knew you could do it, and it gives you free dodges and stuff. But I'll take it. Oh, we took out 3 people of the Elite Four without any trouble. Like, without even thinking about what the type effectiveness is anymore. That's actually pretty cool. It means if we lose, we'll be able to do even better because all of them will be leveled up. Ooh, I forgot to change out. So many Japanese songs. This is a Kimetsu no Yaiba, a Demon Slayer I also have to catch up on. Close combat. Oh. That did a lot of damage. Ooh. That did a lot of damage too. He had a Focus Slash. That's annoying. Focus Slash, for anyone who doesn't know, you're alive with 1 health. Oh, wait, we might actually lose here because Infernape is really fast. This guy looks so weird. I feel like we shouldn't lose. He's gonna heal up and then Surf should do a lot of damage. Yeah, there it is. Hopefully it one-hits KOs. Hydro Pump would... Hey, it did, okay. Hey, oh, that was his last Pokemon? Damn, 3 people of the Elite Four are down just like that. Listen, I didn't expect to pass the first guy. Maybe I was just a dumb, stupid kid. But when I was a kid, it took me a long time to beat the... the Elite Four. Heck yeah, you a boss.
Aw, thank you.
I feel like I'm okay, but I'll take it. I think we might go into some Jump King today as well, to be honest. Just because I want to torture myself before I torture myself next month with Super Mario. Oh.
Lux turned and nodded in agreement.
Let's use... Okay, we're definitely dying here, but if we could take out 1 guy... Okay. I don't think we'll be fast enough to hit Mr. Mime here. I don't even know what to hit him with. Ice Beam, maybe? Hydro Pump for stab damage. And ooh, we avoided it. Because I am a boss. Jesus, that didn't even kill him. Oh, I forgot he would full restore. That was dumb by me. Oopsies. Well, that's GG's. We're gonna go back to Jump King. Just a little bit of Jump King. But before that, I would like to go on Reddit and do my thing and look for streamers to steal money from. Even though Triple G beat me in Battleship. I always think Battlefield for some reason. Alright, let's save. What? Is that not the save button? Oh, there it is. I went over the TikTok limit. Why? Why'd you do that? Okay. Well, how many TikToks did you send? Oh, so close yet so far. We can't play this game. Ooh, we have a notification. Oh, Rosalind. What other games do we have here? I feel like it would be cool to play Tetris against someone. That would be fun. If they're around the same skill level as me, of course. We can rematch soon in Uno? Yes! That sounds great, actually. I have on my board, on my whiteboard, Uno as one of the game ideas for versing. And I think you mentioned it to me also. Uno is definitely a good one. When do you want to do it? That's what she said. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with me. All right. You see, I still don't know the best way to do this. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to make a new category and call it Jump King. Natsunohi. All right. I'm going to unplug everything. I'll be right back. Oh! Oh my god, I thought I dropped the hot sauce. Oh my god. 42? Nathan. Puyo Puyo Tetris. I have it on my well, my brother has it on his Switch. I don't have it on my Switch, but I can install it. I don't have the bot version though. I think Overwatch would be great also. I'm gonna put this back as well. Might as well go full screen. Oh, guess who's back? It's just ping pong. I did not count PP. I'm sorry. It's okay. Just don't send any more, bruh. We're not gonna watch videos until next week, not even this week, because of stuff. So, ikuzo, yeah. It's a Japanese rap, baby. You want? Okay. Thanks. I don't mind you sending like 20, 30, to be honest, at this point. That means family is life, now and forever. And he's talking about a grocery store. Some crazy lyrics here. Okay, we're going to open Jump King, a game I haven't opened in millennium. Ennium. You guys want to see how dirty my desktop is? Watch this. 3, 2. Wait, 1. Boom. Wait, how do I show my face and the display capture? That doesn't make sense. Whatever. You'll see it like this for now, okay? Boop. Minimize. By the way, this is how I keep it open. The filters to see if I'm echoing. All right, we got to look for games. Does anyone see games? Games? Do I have anything here that would dox me? Jesus, I need to clean this up. Look at that. This is what I use for the end of every YouTube video. When I dyed my hair. For anyone who wasn't there, look at this. I dyed my hair green and blue. Isn't that crazy? I want to dye my hair again soonish. Yeah, my desktop does not look good. The thing is, I'm scared to move things around because it's all linked to different things. So I do need to clean it up. But my games are all clean. See? Jesus, not getting over it with Ben and Foddy. I hate that game. Where's our game, baby? Where's our game? Jumpu King. Huh? 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 I had to install something. Did I delete it? The heck? Nice clean games. Thank you. No, I'm not using Windows 7. Jesus. I'm not that bad. Windows 10, baby. Windows 10. All right, let's go back here. Huh? Why it's not working? You know why, guys? Bada bing, bada boom. I don't know why. Oh, I know why. I'm such a loser. There we go. Jump. Oh, no, wait. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Did it work, guys? Did it work? Windows D's nuts. These damn Celeste golden strawberries. 10-minute run using speedrun strats. Damn. All right, it did not work.
Why didn't it work, guys?
I think I know why it didn't work. Because apparently Jump King is not a game. I don't understand how some things work for game capture and then some things work for like video capture. I don't understand. We're gonna try video capture here. Jump King. All right. Yeah, that was dumb. That did not work. I know you could only hear my beautiful voice, so I apologize. Now we're gonna try Windows capture. Jump King. I think this one will work. Ayo, let's go. I'm a genius. New game? Oh, I had to like reinstall it or whatever. Jump King plus V. Well, how do you do this again? Main babe. New babe. I am using OBS. Of course. Genshin or Jump King? Yep. We're playing Jump King. Genshin, no. Yo, I have to figure out how to connect my PlayStation again to the internet. Not that I have to figure it out, but I have it disconnected right now. I also used window capture. Oh, okay. But like, what's the difference between game capture and Windows capture? You got this, doctor. If I could play this game, you could play that game. I pressed the no NB. I don't know. I tried something else. What a funny hat. Can I have it? Lol. Oh, I forgot you can't go that way. Probably change the category. For anyone who doesn't know, this is Jump King, a game that has tortured people for millennia. Oh, I also did a 24-hour stream of this. I told myself 24-hour stream. If I don't beat it, I have to gift to Miskiff, which is a streamer, 100 subs. And I was like, oh, that's a lot of money. It's like 500 USD, right? I ended up beating the game with Doctor's help. Doctor came towards the end. That's how we met. I ended up beating the game in 23 hours or like 22 hours or something like that. I'm not gonna lie. that was one of the most fulfilling moments of my gaming career. It definitely felt amazing. And that's why we're doing challenges starting every month. Because I think it's really fun for me. Or not fun, but fulfilling. I think it's fun for people to watch. To rally behind, kind of. And what other reason? I think it's just good content. Here you full jump. Have you guys ever played this? I know some of you guys have, but actually, Nathan, have you ever played it? Doctor is a beast at these types of games. The first time Doctor comes in, he's like, I'll gift you or I'll sub to you if you beat the game before I beat it. And I was towards the end, and he just like sped run it, like leisurely probably, in like 10 minutes or something.
What is this game?
No? You got Zhongli? Nice! What is that now? C2? Or that's not the first time you have Zhongli, right? Ah, I fell. That's okay. I'm not gonna fall from this one. Look how much better I gotten. Oh! You have fun moments like that also in this game. Yeah? C2? Oh, nice. Oh my god, just jump. But I don't know how to build him. I can't help you there, sir. You should ask on the Discord in the Genshin category. The Discord mod, who is a friend IRL, he plays Genshin a lot, so he'll be able to help you out there. You need to be NB plus so you can compare yourself to my speedrun. What? I can't compare myself to anything that you do Jump King wise. I've seen you play off stream also. In your house. I was in the window. No, but you're like, that's never gonna happen. Unless I spend like 20 hours a day playing this game. Which I do not want to do. How am I such trash? Like, I forgot all my strats. Isn't this NB plus? Like, it's a secret entrance to get to NB plus, right? Ooh. Oh my god, 24 hours of perfection. Come on. Ooh. Maybe I could full jump those. I'm not sure. Let me move the filter to the other screen. It's literally in the way. There we go. No, I know. I just mean like see how long it takes you, then see the 636 run and cry. I mean, I'm aware that people could blitz through the games like this, but that doesn't make me like... That doesn't make me like mad or anything. It just makes me sad. Mercy. It just makes me like kind of I'm not gonna lie, it kind of makes me confident in myself. I'm like, okay, if they could beat this game in 6 minutes, you know, it doesn't matter how much I screw up, I have a chance to beat it eventually. I don't know. Come raise my... How many hours would you say you put into Jump King, Doctor? I gotta put... Oh yeah, Triple G, if you're still here, and for anyone else who was there, like Chudo and everyone, for the Battleship stream, I ended up watching a video that I think Doctor sent, but he left. I scratched my eye and the... Oh no, okay. I thought it just burnt from the hot sauce. And I watched a video on how to get better at Battleship. So, but it didn't really give many good ends. It gave like one good like advice point, and that's it. But I'm gonna use that in the future. What I've done. The Lantern Ride is back, and Two-Wish Banner, which is Shangli and Ganyu. I guess Zhongli C3 if you don't have much support. Zhongli is kind of support, no? I don't really know what the meta is on Genshin Impact nowadays, but I'm not sure. Having Zhongli C3 might be really good though. Look into what C3 gives you. 400 to 500, but about a third of that is map making. Wait, you've only spent what's 2/3 of 400? 8 divided by 3. 10 divided by 3. 9 divided. What is that? 300 hours? You only spent 300 hours on this game, and you're already that good? Am I that bad? I mean, I guess I spend like. Wait, did I do that math right? I spend like. Well, I didn't even spend 100 hours on it, so I guess that makes sense. The rest is just NB plus speedruns. Wait, that's still a lot of time, no? How many? No! How much time did you spend on the speedrunning? By the way, I haven't practiced Super Mario at all. I've purposefully not practiced it. Because I don't want to be like I want to go into it like, you know, not knowing anything. You're getting Ganya? Hey, okay. A-okay by me. Okay, I've gotten better at these nuts. Rhoda. This is a full jump? Or kind of? Well, it worked. Rhoda. Wait, did I skip the part where you... I don't know. Yes! Okay. Where you get access to the other thing? Oh my god. It's crazy how guys, it's crazy how crazy muscle memory is. Like, no joke, this is all muscle memory. I'm just a pro. Look at this. Pro player. Oh my god, I actually made that jump. I think I could beat this game in like an hour now. Okay, maybe not an hour. Because the hardest part is up ahead, but... I think I could beat this game like in a few hours. It's crazy how training actually made me better. Rhoda, yes, put some music on. Cat Gem. Yumain is on Ganyu Wish banner, so I might get her. Hey, my girl. I forgot her name. What's her name? I forgot her name. Oh yeah, when do you want to do Uno then? Triple G. Triple G. G. Oh, this jump has... Yes! This jump also. Yes! Oh my god. Doctor, are you legit proud of me? Like, I haven't played this far since like the 24-hour stream maybe. Maybe not since then, but in a long time. Look at this movement, bro. Oh my god. Beidou, yes. Beidou. She's Bay. How could I forget? Okay, that's not bad. Chino. Wee. Aine sasageru. I know, I'm such a good singer. Rhoda. It's about Lola, if you guys didn't tell. This song is like from the 80s. Alright, you guys ready? Ugh. Wait, that's a full hold. You see, when I'm not thinking, I screw up. And I don't know how to think, so it's like a lot of the time. Oh my god, I'm such a good singer. Lisa Gurunge. What is that? Demon Slayer? Yes. That was bad. It's okay. Good recovery. My recoveries are top notch. Susume. No, oh my god. That was so pointless. I could have full jumped from the back there. The hardest part one of the hardest parts for me in this game is coming up right here. For anyone who hasn't played this game, I assure you, this is difficult. It's not even this part, which for some time was really hard for me. But then ooh! First try! Never mind. No! Oh, okay, we're good. Doing a speed run on this game would be fun too. I wonder if I could full jump that. I'm scared to full jump sometimes. No. That's bad. No, I forgot how to do that jump. Oh, what the heck? Okay, I'm gonna put my foot down. You see what I did there? No. Oh my god. All right, how do I get to the other area? I'm just gonna jump up. There's like, I've beaten this version of the game. There's another version of the game, right? Where is it? It's like down here, right? Please tell me it is, and I didn't just jump. I don't think it's down here. So new game, new babe. I thought this takes you straight to it. Remain a king. Oh, if you keep the crown, then you have to find your way there. I didn't realize that. I guess the crows will help me find my way. I want to keep this. This is like 40 hours of work to get this crown because of the hours I spent on stream, but not during the 24-hour stream playing this game. Okay. Let me know when me saying okay gets annoying. Okay. You could full jump that? What the heck? Okay. That's not bad. We're still good. Okay. I actually remember how to do this. Ooh, I've never thought of that. Could I full jump bounce off it? No, okay, never mind. That would be cool. Come on. This jump gets annoying if you miss it, but I didn't miss it. Okay, this jump also gets annoying if you miss it, but I didn't miss it. Ooh, look at me flying through everything. I'm a literal god. I always forget if this is a full jump. It's not a full jump. What's the full jump around there? It must be after it. I never get that. I don't know why I always try. Oh my god. It's a good way to farm cat gems. I don't know exactly what he's saying, but he's saying cat gem, yeah? Please, everybody, cat gem, spam cat gem. Let's go. It's everybody. Gap jam. Yo. No. Here, we're gonna change it to fireworks. Oh yeah. Let's add. You defeated floor 7? Nice! Congratulations. My congrats button is not working. You're unlucky. Why isn't it working? I know why it's not working. Yo. 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 Only chatting between golds, eh? Another old. Yay, nice! Nathan defeated floor 7 and you got another golden strawberry. Which means I need to figure this out and add the congratulations button because it's not working right now. Cat jam, cat jam. There it is. Let's go. My tax with my weak team was still high. Nice. That means you're getting better. No, I was about to start playing it on piano. All right, well, that's fine. Next time it'll be better cat jamming.
Cat jam, cat jam.
Hype indeed. Okay. The entrance is in Bargenberg. The white bird will take you there. Yeah, I don't want to lose my crown just for that. Do you get stacked crowns, by the way? Actually, don't answer that. I'll see one day. Actually, you could answer it. Nice cat jam. I liked that, Triple G. Unfortunately, no one else cat jammed. That's because everyone is busy when they watch me. It's not enough to watch me. Oh, I forgot to... What? Why are the buttons not working? What the heck? Wait, this is really weird, guys. I fixed it, and then it became broken again. That's not good. Huh. Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. No, it works. It works. It's because it was on another thingy. I fix. There's an achievement for beating the game while wearing the crown. But no, you have an inventory to select different crowns. Oh, it would be cool if it stacked the crowns. But I guess that would be kind of dumb too. Because it's in the way of the other crowns. Wait, so if you lose your crown, do you actually lose it? Or it just goes into your inventory? Like for new babe or whatever. Oh, it said it was in Bargensburg. So we're still good. The white bird will take me there. Ah! No. Okay, we're good. The achievement's called Crown on a Crown. Gotcha. Gotti. I didn't realize I could full jump that this entire time. I'm such a sussy baka. Oh my god! I'm making this. Oh! I just walked that off. You actually lose it until you beat the game again. Oh, okay, so I'm definitely not doing that. You got a new damage. Nice. Congrats, Nathan. What was the damage amount? Hype. Ah! Stop falling, you loser. Oh yeah, it shows how much time passed and the percentage now. That's kind of cool. It's kind of crazy that by this point, you get 10% of the game done. But there's so much more left. This game is good at making you feel like you're progressing when you're not. 15,936. And nice. Wait, I feel like my highest was higher than that. You must be doing something wrong. You gotta get more materials and stuff, no? I don't know. Oh, okay. I'm gonna figure out how to full jump this so I don't make any mistakes. You can beat main babe with only like 20-ish non-full jumps. Wait, really? Oh, main babe. This one? Really? That's crazy. So it must be easy to like speed run. I'm like testing out all the full I know this is a full jump. This is not. This is not. This is not. Or maybe they could be. I don't know. This one is annoying sometimes, but I'm a master. That's why they call me Ping Pong Moosters. Alright. Ooh, okay. This is a full jump. I don't know if I... Ooh, I could. Okay, so I can't full that jump that. So I won't full that jump that. We had it all together. Nope, too much. What am I doing? You're gonna grind more after floor 8? Nice. What's floor 8 is the last floor, right? I love this song. If you guys don't like this song, then it's okay, but it's a good song. Okay. Jesus. This is gonna take me half an hour just to get to the new area. I don't know why I'm stuck here. I was doing it so well. The cat jams distracted me. I got into a music jam state of mind. Or I'm just making excuses like I'm known to do. No, speedruns don't really use the safety strats. Oh, that makes sense. Competitive speedrunning this map very difficult. Oh, that's actually pretty interesting. Because there's more than one way to jump. And if you full jump, you have to go back all the time. Right? So it's like you have to position yourself, which might take more time. That's actually pretty interesting. I keep messing up the same exact way. I don't know how, but I am. Welcome back, Nico. Bro, what am I doing here? Oh my god, on this earth, what am I doing? I'm just joking. How you doing, Nico? How you doing? Welcome back, bro. Back in black. I hit the sack. It feels good to be back. 24-hour stream tomorrow night. Midnight, baby. The last 24-hour stream we did on a Thursday was okay. But there was several hours of silence. And that hit hard. Not gonna lie. Bro, what am I doing here? So maybe I'll be smarter this time and try to hit up my friend who lives in Japan. Because Friday, like 4 a.m. will be like Friday 4 p.m. in Japan. So he's gonna be finishing work and I'll be like, yo, wanna talk on stream in front of 10 billion people? That's what I'll do if I'm smart, but I'm not smart, so we'll see what happens. Yes, I'm back here. Your wish is my command. Don't you understand? This mod's been out a bit longer, but there's also a Twitch chat mod for Jump King that has birds fly in and say chat. Yes! The only reason I know that is because of Ludwig. I didn't know it was a chat mod. Oh. Yeah, Ludwig did that. That would be beautiful if I did another 24-hour stream of it. I guess I could do that now too, yeah. Do they know English, PP? Who? Nico? Nico knows a bit of English. 2 days ago, my dad finally bought a family car. Nice. Nice. What car? Nope. Nope. No. Not nice. Multiplayer mod, so I can just troll you. Can you send me the mods on Discordo? The multiplayer mod I definitely want to get. I want to verse other people who are around my level for subs. I think that would be fun and irritating and fun. Nico does not. No. Oh, you're talking about my friends who live in Japan. I'm dumb. Sorry. Yeah. I'm talking about English like foreigners who live in Japan, not like Japanese speaking. I guess I could talk to Japanese people that live in Japan, but like, I don't know. You guys wouldn't like. What's the point if they don't know English? But yeah, he knows English. This guy. He is from South Africa. Well, South Africa and Australia. He's lived in both countries, and now he lives in Japan. He used to be on stream, if you guys remember Bodiless Voice, BV. He used to come on stream when I used to stream in the mornings. This was like a year ago at this point. Jesus Christ. But anyway. Multiplayer mod, so it's called Mitsubishi. Oh, Mitsubishi. Expander. I'm not sure if I know that one. There's a lot of Japanese and South Korean car companies that are famous around the world. I don't know if they're famous in Canada. If Triple G's here and knows, then maybe. Yeah, I don't know though. I'll send the links. I haven't really used either of them. They don't seem too hard to figure out. Okay. To bring one of his students on stream. I actually do have a student that lives in America. Not New York, but yeah. I think if a student, when I live alone, I think I would be more, or with like a group of streamers or whatever. Jesus, I almost screwed that up. Ah, I still screwed it up. I think I'll be less hesitant to do certain things. Just because it's a different environment, you know? But I think in the future, if students ever come and they want to be on stream, I would be, that would be cool for me. I wouldn't mind. You would see how bad their English is because I'm a bad teacher, but they live in Cali. No, I forgot where he went. There's one student in particular that moved, that his dad moved for work somewhere in, I don't remember where, like Iowa or something. And yeah, I mean, that's it. I was excited for him. Like, I was really excited for him because kids that are able to travel when they're that young, he was like a sixth grader at the time. Kids that are able to travel that young, they get to experience more and different things. And being able to experience more things, I think at least, from my experience, gives you a more open mind about the world. And just, I don't know, it just opens up your mind. It's just fascinating to me. Ah! Bro, I suck at this game. How was I doing so good before? 90% or 96% vehicles in Bangladesh are Japanese. Yeah, there you go then. That's actually pretty crazy. That's a high percentage. I'm kind of curious what it is here. Oh, oopsie daisy. Let's see. How many vehicles in US are from Japan? I would say 50%. What percent of cars in American are Japanese? 71%. Jesus Christ. That's insane. How many vehicles in Canada are Japanese? That sounds so weird to say. Japanese brand new car sales accounted for 35% of the market. What percent of cars in general are Japanese? Japanese cars have about 30% share of world car production as of 2012. That's actually insane. 72.5% crit rate. I remember my friend telling me, I think that sounds really good, actually. Yeah, I think that's good. Actually, Nathan, I guess try to up your. I don't remember like how to make your stuff better. I would advise asking the Discord. He's very knowledgeable about that stuff. How many in Bangladesh? Yeah, I could search. How many vehicles in Bangladesh are Japanese? Yeah, like you said, 80. Well, you said 98 to 96. 80% are Japan imported. That is crazy. What percentage of cars are Japanese? Third largest automobile manufacturer. I'm guessing South Korea is up there and maybe Germany or something? I don't know. What do you guys think? Number one car manufacturer in the world. Tesla? Really? Oh, that's by market cap. Oh, that doesn't mean anything. That's on the stock market. Number one car. What country has most cars on the road? I don't know how to look that up. China has the largest fleet of motor vehicles. 302 million cars. That's almost the population of the US. Jesus. But China is a big country with a lot of people. That's not what I was looking though. Triangle based also have a few Indian cars like Tata. I've never heard Tata. What's triangle based? Cars for. You know what? I don't know. Wow, what did I do wrong? Why are you? What are you doing? Do you like the new reward? What's up, God? How you doing? You liked it? Actually, bad timing. I gotta go pee pee, but I will be right back. Okay. Oh yeah, that changes the lights also. It's cool. Yeah, I took out the green screen and I added lights. And I added this so you guys could see more of my room, which is pretty bare at the moment, but some cool like figures in the back and stuff. The chat is on the top now. It took me like over 12 hours, which might sound crazy, but like OBS deleted like some of my scenes for some reason, and then setting up the lights. But I could set up channel points where you guys could change the lights in my room. So I think it was worth it. That's why I wasn't streaming the past 2 days. Your room loser. Try to guess my main DPS. Beidou. There's a bear in your room? Yeah. Wait, what? I gotta go pee-pee, guys. I'll go pee-pee. I'll be right back. Sorry, God. I hope you're doing well, though. Oh, wow. The ad came, like, right at that point of time. Oh, sorry. Nathan mod me. I don't think that's how it works. It's not Beidou. I'm not sure who it is. Yep, you're subbed. You don't get ads now. You got gifted a sub. By the way, you know what the awesome thing, like no joke, about doing these streams with other streamers is? It's good content, but also the community gets gifted subs. Like, that's so cool. What's the command for modding? Ban me, I dare you, you won't. You're asking for it, God. Skin fool. Ban him. Just kidding. Don't do it. That sounds like consent to me. Too scarred? Is that scared and retarded together? Hey, don't say that word. Oh yeah, that's how I used to get up faster. Why'd I jump? I'm such an idiot. Nathan, what is your main DPS? Zhongli? Is it Zhongli now? I remember you said you had the fire guy, Bennett, right? But I don't think he's a main DPS type of guy. He's like an all-around type of guy from what I remember. I don't know if you're using him on your team. You're too scarred to use proper ego. Yeah, you did play yourself there. That was not good. Okay. What I'm gonna try to do is just get to the new area. That's like my only goal right now. Can you save? You could save and quit in this game, right? It's been so long, I don't remember. So next time we could just be there already.
Hello there.
Yo! What is up, Darkness? How you doing?
Never going to give you up, never going to
Never
you
gonna
down,
give you up,
never
never
going
gonna
to
give you up,
up,
never gonna
never
give you up.
going to you
Are you
down,
hyped?
never going to give you up, never going
Doing a
to you
24-hour
down.
stream Pokemon Arceus tomorrow. Nope. I like your honesty. Thank you for not saying, oh my god, I am so freaking high. Wait, did I pass the area to go in? It's like nearby, right? Oh no, you said it was Bargainsburg. Darkness, guess what? Chicken butt. How you doing, Darkness? How you doing? Have you been talking to your crush lately? Come on. Yes, that jump's so annoying. Hello, God. Yes, you have? Oh. You fell in my trap. Uh-oh. No, he's ignoring you. Sheesh. That's an awe. Might want to get over that person then. If they ignore you, they're not the right person, you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Oh, I almost screwed it. Yeah. Listen, it happens to all of us. Just do what I do. Stay indoors all day and you can't have your heart broken. Just kidding. You still can. But I haven't yet. There was one streamer girl that I was like, oh! So I just stopped watching her because I was like, this is weird. I don't want to get attracted to a streamer girl that I don't really know and deal with all that right now. I gotta concentrate on making stream the best it could be. Do you see the differences, by the way? Look at the lights and everything. Dark D's nuts, Trap D's nuts. Bro, that's not a good one, God. The Xbox, not really popular in Japan. True, yes, Nico. Xbox is like dead in Japan. No one plays X. Don't fall, don't fall. Ugh. Yeah, no, people don't even know what an Xbox is in Japan, okay? I feel like he wants to get hooked over him and want to talk to him all the time, but he doesn't really reply much. Yeah, then, you know, he probably doesn't like you. I think, listen, if someone likes you and you like them, they're gonna make an effort to reply. Now, if someone is ambivalent and doesn't care too much either way, then maybe you could do stuff. But, like, at a certain point, you just gotta be like, you just gotta move on, you know? And time is, like, the biggest thing that helps with moving on. Oh, yeah. How did I fall for that? Bargainsburg is above False King's Creep. Yes, which is above Colossal Dungeon, which is above the Well in 3,000 Years, which is above Laminar Mines, which is above Fallen Temple. What? Wait, what's Fallen Temple? Was that? How do you memorize? You must have looked that up. You remember all those names? You cray-cray. You cray-cray. Oh! I'm cray-crayer. That was bad. After 1 month of talking to my crush at school, I finally got her to blush. Is it a boy or a girl? Oh, it's God talking now. That confused me. After 1 month of talking to my crush at school, I finally got her. Oh, okay. That's God. I thought that was Darkness talking. And I was like, what? Got her to blush? I think I'm going good. I don't know, bro. Maybe. If you get someone you like to blush, but you get them to blush by, like, I don't know, doing something really stupid, that's not necessarily a good thing. But if you made a witty joke and they're like, you know, then I think you're doing good. Those bottom three are from Boa. Their maps kind of intersect at one point in Red Crown Woods. Oh. Breath of All Anal? What does Boa stand for? I already forgot. I asked him if he was ignoring me. He made a bunch of stupid excuses. That's annoying. You should just be like, yo. Pure honesty is the best policy. Honestly, though. See what I did there? Like, this one time I liked a girl. Story time. This one time I liked a girl and I told her. And I didn't tell her. And I liked her. Huge crush on her for years. I tried to tell her, but whatever. Nothing happened. Then I grew up. I learned. One day I came across another girl. And I was like,
Hey, you want to go out?
and she was like, go out where? To the McDonald's? And I was like,
No, you want to go out, like date?
and she was like, no. And I was like, and it kind of hurt, right? But because I asked her kind of right away when I started liking her, I was able to get it over it much quicker. You know? I was just like, all right, she doesn't like me. And that's it, you know? That's what you gotta do. You gotta rip the Band-Aid off, you know? Anal? Yeah, I said anal. I wasn't doing anything stupid? Oh, then good for you, man. Babe of Ascension. That's right. Thank you. Giving my crush so much anal, she will pop. Cool. Gamer Virgon? I don't know what a Virgon is. Is that like a type of like Digimon character? That sounds like premeditated homicide. Gonna have to report you. When Microsoft introduced Xbox 2001, Sony and Nintendo threat to their gaming market. Yes. That's probably why it seems like Sony has a monopoly on the gaming market and Nintendo in Japan. Like, my assumption is Xbox just doesn't get good deals or whatever, Microsoft, in Japan. Like, Japan probably doesn't give Microsoft a chance because, I mean, they already have Sony and Nintendo, you know? Which makes sense, but is also pretty crazy. We don't talk about that. Sony died? No, it didn't. I would argue Sony's pretty popular. Microsoft is like dying. Not Microsoft. Xbox specifically. I don't know about Microsoft, but Xbox specifically is like dying. That's why they're trying so hard to I just realized the subs thing is over the percentage. Why didn't anyone tell me? That's why they just bought like Activision and all this stuff probably. The problem is he says he likes me but doesn't act like it. Maybe he's just the type of person that... Oh, if he says he likes you, that's different. Maybe he's just the type of person that that doesn't like chatting much. I don't like texting much personally. Maybe ask if you want to talk on the phone together or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Ow. That hurt. Thanks for the punch. What's up, Shadow? What's up, Blakey Lake? How you doing, bro? Did you get the pictures? Oh yeah, has he seen your face? That's a good point. Damn. Why am I going to jail? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? What hat do you want, Shadow? I love the new rewards. By the way, if anyone has ideas for lights to combine with rewards and just like stream stuff, let me know. He used to chat Shadow nuts. He used to chat all the time, but now he stopped. I feel like he lost interest, but we're done. Okay. If you know you're done, that's good. Random? So why'd you redeem the one that's like specific? Alright. You know what? Since you don't want a specific one and you said random, we wore like 7 hats earlier today. Alright? I'll give you 2. I'll give you some chicken action. Oh god, you and the hydrates. I gotta go.
Oh god.
I gotta go get more water. I had some crazy hot sauce earlier.
I'll be right back.
Damn it, my headset is on. Ugh.
I'll be right back.
I'm back. I drink water. So my dog. It's a boy. There's an emote of him. It's in the one light, sunlight in my way. Oh, there we go, baby. We got that Ping Pong Masters hat merch. That doesn't exist, but it's on my head. Drink vodka? Bro, I can't drink vodka. I had a bad experience with vodka the first time I got truly drunk. After that day, I almost never drink vodka. It's like that bad. I threw up nonstop for a long time, for hours. But I did it with my cousin whose birthday is today, so that was fun. I want to see the dog. Bro, I can't make the dog disappear and appear, bro. If he comes in, he comes in. I don't know what to tell you. New tip, don't fall this time. Thanks. Bro, that's like every single person makes that joke. Every viewer. When I did the 24-hour stream, I just got like random people coming in and I would be like, oh, any tips? They would be like, oh, don't fall. Oh, I'm so funny. And I'm like, bro, I'll try not to. Okay, and just pick him up? I can't. You don't want me to pick him up. He fell? Never gonna give you up. Am I the only one who thinks texting should only be used to set up dates? You know, thanks for the hydrate. I think I would have agreed with you in the past, but the fact that I feel like I have certain connections with people in chat, not like attractions, but you know, like certain relationships with you guys, makes it feel like messaging is not bad. I used to think like, oh, like face-to-face is what you need, you know, to have any type of relationship, friendship, you know, platonic, love, anything. But after streaming, I'm not so sure anymore. Am I gay? No. But I might be bi. I think I'm just not, though. Oh my god, I keep falling. Yeah, you could play music. I didn't put that in the title. I put it in the title. Music. Xbox stopped trying to conquer the Japanese gaming market. Look for a Nadar place. What's Nadar? Oh, another place? Yeah. Oh, they tried to look for another place. Yeah. True, true. I'm not gonna kiss you, God, because you're underage, bro. Forget about man or female or whatever. Like, come on. Kind of agree with Shadow. I mean, texting definitely is not enough. That's for sure. Video unavailable. Great. Nope. Ha! You got your song skipped, loser. Ha! You're under it by myself. You make such dad jokes, Doctor. Yeah, you're gonna be by yourself if you only text people. I don't know. Only asking because I just met this chick, got her number, and we had a great vibe when we talked. I kind of don't feel like just asking her about anime when she likes. Oh yeah, I mean, it'll definitely be different in person. Jesus. My main DPS is Traveler. Oh, that makes sense. I should have asked. I should have answered that. Facts about the measles MMR vaccine. Okay, bro. If you don't put songs on, I'm gonna ban you from putting any songs at all. God. There's a good song. Yes, Thunderstruck. Like Bangladesh. Is Xbox popular in Bangladesh? Because I don't know. I can't see the video, so it's not as good. I don't know. Ha! No more free requests. Talking about is much better than typing back and forth. I mean, I personally prefer. I don't care. I got a little on. Weirdo. Welcome back, Nathan. I personally don't like texting much. Because I feel like you can't convey what you want to convey as well as you can with face-to-face interactions. Especially like making. Oh my god, it's the furthest we got this stream. Making certain faces and stuff like that. Or like reading social cues. There it is! We finally made it! Yes. Oh, let's go. You're getting katana? Wow, that's cool. What's the time in New York? What is the time in New York? I don't know. 11:41 p.m. Stream Elements. Let me buy some. Stream Elements is supposed